Have you ever felt you were just as qualified as the person who got the job, who got promoted, but they explained their work better than you did? If you have ever walked out of an interview thinking, I knew the answer, so why didn't I get selected? Then this video is for you. When someone asks you, can you explain your project? What do you usually say? Do you say something like this? I created this component. I integrated the API. I fixed some bugs. I deployed the application. I worked on authentication. If yes, you are not alone. The problem isn't that you don't know your work. The problem is that you are explaining years of experience using beginner level language. You might have 5 years of experience. You might have 10, maybe even 15. You might be a front-end developer, a backend developer, a full stack developer, a DevOps engineer, a QA engineer, a data engineer, or a cloud engineer. You have solved production issues. You have worked on large scale applications. You have handled difficult releases. You have improved performance. You have fixed critical bugs. You have probably done far more than you give yourself credit for. But when it's time to explain what you have done, you reduce all of that experience to sentence like I created this, I fixed that, I worked on this module, I and without realizing it, you sound much less experienced than you actually are. That's why communication matters. An interviewer can't see your code. A hiring manager wasn't part of your project. A client doesn't know how difficult your work really was. The only thing they can judge is how clearly you explain your contribution. That's why your communication is your visibility. Now, let me be clear. This is not about spoken English, this is not about grammar, this is not about having an American or British accent. This is about technical English. The language experienced software engineers naturally use in interviews, meetings, stand ups, design discussions, code reviews, and client conversations. Let me show you a few examples. Instead of saying, I fixed the bug, I identified the root cause and resolved the production issues. The work is exactly same, but now you have communicated how you think, not just what you did. Instead of saying, I made it faster, say, I optimized the implementation and improved the application's performance. Instead of saying, I created a dashboard, say, I designed and implemented a reusable dashboard that helped users monitor business metrics and more efficiently. If you are a backend developer, instead of saying, I wrote APIs, say, I designed scalable REST APIs with validation, authentication, and performance optimization. If you are a DevOps engineer, instead of saying, I deployed the application, say, I automated the deployment pipeline using CI/CD, reducing manual effort and improving release reliability. If you are a QA engineer, instead of saying, I tested the application, say, I designed comprehensive test scenarios, automated regression testing, and improved release quality. Now notice something. Your work hasn't changed. Your experience hasn't changed. Only the way you are communicating has changed. And suddenly, you sound like the experienced engineer you already are. Here is the another habit that quietly hurts your confidence. When you say something like, I think, maybe, I guess, instead try saying, based on my analysis, from my experience, I would recommend this approach because keep your thoughts. Those small changes instantly make you sound more confident and professional. One more example. Instead of saying, we have a problem, try saying, we identified a challenge and here is the approach I would recommend. That's the language of ownership. Here is what I want you to remember. You don't always miss opportunities because you lack technical skills. Sometimes you miss them because other people understand your value more clearly than they understand yours. Your knowledge stays in your head. Your communication is what brings that knowledge into the room. That's exactly why I created the Technical English for Developers guide. This isn't another English course. This isn't about grammar. It's a practical guide created specifically for software developer. Inside, you will learn how to explain your projects confidently, how to answer interview questions like a software engineer, how to communicate in meetings, how to speak during stand ups, how to explain technical decisions clearly, how to communicate with managers, clients, and stakeholders. Everything is practical, everything is based on real software engineering conversations because your technical skills help you build software, but your communication skills help people recognize your value. If today's video gave you clarity on why communication is just as important as technical skills, you will find the Technical English for Developers guide linked in the description. And before you leave, I have one challenge for you. Write one sentence in the comments. Describe your project you have worked upon. I will personally rewrite it using the language of senior engineer so you can immediately see the difference. If this helped you think differently about your career, subscribe to the channel. I'll see you in the next video.